appeal, and as you know, they acknowledge what the judge said about no penalty, and there's no penalty. But we're going to appeal anyway, just psychologically, because frankly, it's a disgrace. So I read it, and I thought it was a fair decision, actually. So I'll do my little thing tomorrow. They can have fun with their political opponent, and this is a long way from finished.
President-elect Donald Trump turned to the Supreme Court in a last-ditch effort to stop the sentencing, citing the conservative opinion, majority's explosive immunity opinion. A closely divided Supreme Court refused to delay Donald Trump's sentencing in his Hushman case, clearing the way for the president-elect to face judgment in a New York courtroom on Friday and be formally classified as a felon before he returns to the White House. Trump turned to the High Court in a last-ditch effort to stop the hearing, citing the conservative majority's explosive opinions in July that granted him and other former presidents immunity from criminal prosecution for the official acts. But 5 of the 9 justices said Trump's immunity concerns about evidence presented at his trial can be addressed in the ordinary course on appeal. Trump is set to sentence Friday after a jury convicted him of 34 counts of falsifying business records related to a hush money payment made to an adult film actress during the 2016 election. New York Supreme Court Justice Joan Manchin, who presided over Trump's trial, has said he does not plan to give the incoming president jail time or probation. The completion of the sentencing hearing formalized Trump's status as the first former president or president-elect convicted of criminal wrongdoing, a designation Trump had hoped to avoid. A one-paragraph order joined by Chief of Justice John G. Roberts Jr. and Justice Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, Amy Coney Barrett, and Ketanji Brown Jackson said the burden that sentencing will impose on the president-elect's responsibilities is relatively insubstantial, given the lack of jail time, and that Trump can appear for the hearing via video feed. Trump's attorney have tried repeatedly to have his saying he should be shielded from criminal proceedings because they would interfere with his presidential transition.
What do you think the legacy of the January 6th Select Committee is? Is there a legacy of it, given that the former president is now the president-elect?
Yeah, well, I think history, as you know, tends to become more accurate over time. Some people are saying, well, he's back after 4 years, so it must have not been anything. I think when people look at the 140-odd law enforcement people who were hurt on that day, when they look at the people, several who died on that day, when they saw the millions of dollars of damage done to the United States Capitol, all because supposedly an election was wrong, but there was no evidence. To this day, there's no evidence that the election was improper. But history will be the better judge of what occurred on January 6, 2021. Former President Trump did what he did. He can deny it, but the facts generated from our committee absolutely clear. And so people can try to rewrite history. They can say it was a congressional tour. They can say anything what they want. But you know, you saw what went on with your eyes. Democrats understand how to do it right. Even when you lose with principles and integrity, because what we're doing is setting the example for the future.